Oh, hello there. I'm Bilchan.
I'm Nimikung.
I'm Banchan.
In this class, I'll read to all of you. Chapter 5, Section 4 of A Tale of Two Cities, Book the First Recalled to Life.
As.
Ah.
A Tale of Two Cities, Book the First Recalled to Life. Charles Dickens. Chapter 5, Section 4. My friend, said Mr. Oi. Surprised. Aye. Yes, was the grim reply of Monsieur Defarge. Oh. And furtively. Why? Because he has lived so long. Locked up. Is it possible? Exclaimed Mr. Or. Is it possible? Repeated Defarge. Bitterly. Yes. And a beautiful world we live in. When it is possible. And why many other such things are possible. And not only possible, but done. See you, under that sky there, every day. On live the devil. This dialogue had been held in so very low a whisper, that not a word of it had reached the young lady's ears. But by this time she trembled under such strong emotion, and her face expressed such deep anxiety, and then, above all, such dread and terror, that we felt it incumbent on him to speak a word or two of reassurance, courage, Demis, courage, business. The worst will be over in a moment. It is but passing the room door, and the worst is over. And all the good you bring to him, all the relief, all the happiness you bring to him, even that our good friend here assist you on that side. That's what, friend Defarge. Come. Business. They went up slowly and softly. The staircase was short, and they were soon at the top. There, as it had an abrupt turn in it, they came all at once in sight of three men, whose heads were bent down close together at the side of a door, and who were intently looking into the room to which the door belonged, through some chinks or holes in the wall. On hearing footsteps close at hand, these three turned and rose. The wine shop. I forgot them in the surprise of your visit, exclaimed Monsieur Defarge. Leave us. Good boys. The three glided by and went silently down, there appearing to be no other door on that floor. One. Mr. Laurie asked him in a whisper, with a little anger. I show him, in the way you have seen, who are the few. I choose them as real men. Of my name, just because it's my name, active in the sight is likely to do good. Enough. You are English. That is another thing. Stay there, if you please, with an admonitory gesture to keep them back. He stooped and looked in through the crevice in the wall, soon raising his head again. A noise there. With the same intention, he drew the key across it 3 or 4 times before he put it clumsily into the lock and turned it as heavily as he could. The door slowly opened inward under his hand, and he looked into the room and said something. A faint voice and said something. Little more than a single syllable could have been spoken on either side. He looked back over his shoulder and beckoned them to enter. Whisper, where he got his arm securely round the daughter's waist and held her, for he felt that she was sinking. I have business. Business, he urged, with a moisture that was not of business shining on his cheek. Come in. I am afraid of it, she answered, shuddering. Of it. I mean of him. Rendered in a manner desperate by her state and by the beckoning of their conductor. He drew over his neck the arm that shook up on his shoulder, lifted her a little, and hurried her into the room. He sat her down just within the door and held her, clinging to him. Defarge drew out the key, closed the door, locked it on the inside, took out the key again, and held it in his hand. All this he did, methodically, and with as loud and harsh an accompaniment of noise as he could make. Finally, he walked across the room with a measured tread to where the window was. He stopped there and faced round. The garret, built to be a depository for firewood and the like, was dim and dark. Poirot, the window of dormer shaped, was in truth a door in the roof, with a little crane over it for the hoisting up of stores from the street, unbased, and closing up the middle in 2 pieces, like any other door of French construction, to exclude the cold. One half of his door was fast closed, and the other was opened but a very little way. Such a scanty portion of light was admitted through these means that it was difficult, on first coming in, to see anything, and long habit alone could have slowly formed in anyone the ability to do any work requiring nicety in such obscurity. Work of that kind was being done in the garret. Poirot, with his back towards the door, and a white-haired man sat on a low bench, stooping forward and very busy. To be continued.